Hello, what's happening? Matt aka Lethal Frag here, and today we're be talking about toxic people in your life. And we'll start off with what the definition of a toxic person is. A toxic person is an individual who is so negative they try to force their negativity onto other people. You think, well, where do we find this? I mean, the obvious one is internet trolls. But I'm sure we all know some person in our life who is either a negative, toxic person or has been a negative person at some point in their life. I think we all know that friend that thinks that everything sucks, is always judging other people, thinks that everything's horrible, tries to draw you into thinking that everything is bad. And you got to look and say, why are these people that way? And this is the most important thing about toxic people, is it mostly comes from a personal life experience. Now, that being said, it is no excuse for being a toxic person. I myself have been toxic at certain points in my life. I've been a very negative person. I'll tell you a little secret. I used to be an absolutely horrible person. I used to do lots of drugs. I used to steal. I used to be a very bad person. But there is no excuse for being a negative person. We make that choice regardless of what situation we got brought up in, regardless of our life experience. We make the choice to be who we are. Which brings me to my next point, that people will not change unless they want to. And this is a hard thing for a lot of people to realize. It was a hard thing for me to realize. And the way that I realized it was actually through my own experience. As I just got done saying, is that I was a really bad person. I did a lot of bad things. I hurt a lot of people. And no matter how good of a support system I had around me, no matter how many people I had in my corner telling me what I needed to do, what was the right thing to do, I kept on down that road. I wanted to get high. I wanted to do those things. I wanted to be a bad person because that's what I thought was going to make me feel good. And I woke up one day and I said, what the fuck am I doing with my life? What am I doing? I need to change this right now. And it wasn't an overnight transformation for me, but I remember waking up that day and knowing that I was going down the wrong road. I knew that I was bringing negativity to people's life. I was causing people pain. And I made the decision that day that I was going to change. And that was the only thing that could have changed my life, was me making that decision. So regardless of who these people are in your life, it could be a close friend, it could be your parent, it could be anybody. Those people aren't going to change, and you need to respect that. You can give them advice all you want, and you should be perfectly honest with these people. If you truly care about somebody, you need to tell them what you see them doing that is causing a negative downward spiral in their life. That is your job as a friend or, a family member. That is your job to make that happen. But that does not mean that they will change. It does not mean that they want to change. But you telling them that is the greatest benefit you can do. So I remember when I woke up that day, I started thinking about all the things that people have told me, and all the things that had been told to me, and all the decisions I had been making regardless of what I was being told. And I said, those people are right. They're not wrong. I was the person that was in the wrong. Now, going down that note that people won't change, you need to take care of yourself first. And what I mean by this is placing an emotional barrier, maybe even a physical barrier between you and that other person after you're perfectly honest with them. Respect that they aren't going to change. And don't expect any different of them. If they continue to do things that hurt you emotionally, physically, whatever, respect that that's never going to change unless they want to do it. And the most that you can do in that situation is be perfectly honest with them and let them know how you feel, and leave it at that. Because I guarantee if you are honest and open with that person, regardless if they tell you to get the hell out, or you're wrong, or you're stupid, at some point when they have that moment, when they wake up and they realize what they've done, they will come back to that conversation. They will come back to that conversation and they will think about what you said in that moment. It may be years down the road, it may be months down the road, it may be next week, you just don't know. But they will think about it and appreciate that conversation that you had. But never think that it's about you. It's really about that person regardless of what they say or what they do. It's their individual thing. It's not a personal vendetta against you. Now, I'm going to parlay this right over to the internet. I see this all the time. People deleting comments on YouTube videos, getting up in arms because look at what this asshole said on my YouTube video. Why do people keep leaving nasty comments on my video? That is because the world is full of nasty, toxic people. And if you know me very well, I'm not easily trolled. I never let people bother me. And the reason for that being is I know it's not personal. I know that that is their problem, not mine. That person, the only thing that they want is a reaction out of me. They want to drag me into their negativity. And that's not something you should ever allow yourself to do. The second you delete that comment, the second that you rage at that troll, they just won the battle. They didn't win the war, but they won the battle. So I encourage you to let people troll you on the internet. Leave those nasty comments up, ignore them, look at them. Know that the more successful that you get, the more things that you do right, the more hate that you're going to receive. No matter what you do, you need to ignore it. And if you ignore it, they will go away. And I'm sure someone will step right up in their shoes and fill up that gap of being a dirty troll. But the fact is that none of these people matter in your life because it's their problem, not yours. They're the negative people. You need to step above that and not make it personal, because it's not personal. The only thing that you have control over in your life is you. Move on and move out. That's all I got. Frag out.